Yeah, good evening all. Now I am going to explain about EMF equation of a DC generator. Okay, before going to discuss about EMF equation, first we will discuss about Faraday's second law. Already we know that according to Faraday's law, EMF will be induced on the DC generator, right? The induced EMF is directly proportional to rate of change of flux linkage. That is, E is directly proportional to d psi by dt, where psi is flux linkages. Okay, that is equals to n into phi. If I substitute here, E is equals to minus n into d phi by dt. Here negative sign represents Lenz's law. Okay, now we will discuss EMF equation of a DC generator. Now see here P is number of poles of a DC generator and phi is flux per pole in Webers, n is speed of the armature conductors in RPM. RPM is nothing but revolutions per minute. Okay, where Z is total number of armature conductors, A is total number of parallel paths. Okay, this total number of parallel paths, A is equals to 2 for wave winding and A is equals to P for lap winding. Okay, according to Faraday's law, the flux cut per conductor is given by E is equals to d psi by dt. Okay, now let us consider for one revolution of conductor. Okay, in one revolution the flux produced by the all the poles, okay, that is phi into P, then change in flux will be 5 into P. After that, time required to complete one revolution is 60 by n RPM, that is dt seconds is equals to 60 by n. Substitute here d phi value and dt value here, you will get induced EMF value is E is equals to d phi by dt, right? E is equals to d phi by dt. Okay, d phi value will be 5 into P and dt value will be 60 by n. Then induced EMF E is equals to pi p n by 60, right? If we consider total number of conductors Z and total number of parallel paths, then the EMF equation of your DC generator is pi p n by 60 into Z by A. Okay, if I simplify this equation, the EMF equation of your DC generator is E is equals to pi Z n by 60 into P by A. Now see here, from this EMF equation, the observations are, once the machine design is completed, right, total number of conductors are constant, right, and number of poles will be constant, then number of parallel paths also constant, right? Then induced EMF is directly proportional to phi into n. Okay, after that, this is the one observation from the EMF equation. After that, already we know that there are two types of connection, right? Lap connection and wave connection, right? Okay, in case of lap connection, number of parallel paths A is equals to P, right? If I substitute that value, E is equals to pi Zn by 60 into P by P, you will get E is equals to pi Zn by 60. Okay, in case of wave connection, E is equals to pi Zn by 60 into P by 2. That means if you observe the EMF equation of DC generator in case of lap winding and wave winding, here the induced EMF doesn't depends upon number of poles. In case of wave winding, the induced EMF is depends upon poles. That means if number of poles are doubled, induced EMF is also doubled. If number of poles are half, induced EMF is also half. That means induced EMF is depends upon number of poles. Okay, now we will solve one problem on a DC generator. Okay, now see here, a 4-pole lap wound DC generator has a useful flux of 0.07 Weber per pole. Okay, calculate the generated EMF when it is rotated at a speed of 900 RPM with the help of prime mover. Okay, the armature consists of 400 number of conductors. Okay, also calculate the generated EMF if lap wound armature is replaced by wave wound. Okay, now read the given data first. Read the given question first. Okay, what is given? A 4-pole. Given data is number of poles will be 4. DC generator has a useful flux. Flux phi is given, that is 0.07 Weber per pole. Next, calculate. We need to calculate generated EMF EG. EG is equals to, already we know that pi Zn by 60 into P by A, right? Okay, when it is rotated at a speed of 900 RPM, speed is given n. With the help of prime mover, then armature consisting of 440 number of conductors. Z is directly given 440 conductors. Okay, now see here, pi value is known, Z value is known, speed n is known, P value is known, right? Next, A value. Here is given lap winding. In case of lap winding, number of parallel paths is equals to number of poles, right? That is, lap winding A is equals to P is equals to 4. Then the generated EMF will be EG is equals to 0.07 into 440 into 900 into 4, right? That is pi Zn, okay, pi Zn into P 4 by here 60 into A value will be 4 and 4 will be cancelled. If I simplify this equation, I will get generated EMF voltage will be 462 volts. Next, see here, is asking also calculate the generated EMF if lap winding armature is replaced by wave winding. Okay, lap winding is replaced by wave winding, right? Then A is equals to 2, right? In case of wave winding, if we solve this problem, we will get EG value will be 924 volts. Okay, that is about first problem. Next problem, a 4-pole lap wound DC generator has 42 coils with 8 turns per coils. Oh, come on. Okay, it is driven at a speed of 1120 rpm. If useful flux per pole is 21 milliwebers. Okay, calculate the generated EMF. Find the speed at which it is to be driven to generate the same EMF as calculated above with wave wound armature. Okay, first we will solve first problem. Calculate the generated EMF up to this point, right? 4 pole is given, has coils is given. How many coils is given? Number of coils is 42 with 8 turns per coil. Okay, 8 turns per coil. Okay, that means then total number of turns is nothing but this is number of coils, right? Okay, it is having 42 coils. Okay, each coil is having 8 turns per coil. Okay, that means total number of turns is nothing but 42 into 8 you will get total number of turns. That is total number of turns is equals to 42 into 8, 336. Okay, after that total number of conductors is nothing but 2 times of turns. That is 2 into total turns, you will get 672 conductors. Okay, next, what is given? Lap wound is given, right? That means A is equals to P, then EG is equals to pi Zn by 60 into P by A. EG value, we need to calculate EG, right? That is phi value is 21 milliweber, that is 21 into 10 to the power minus 3. Z already calculated. N is given 1120 rpm. Okay, divided by 60 into 4 by 4, you will get EG value as 263.6 volts. Okay, after that, what is the second bit? Calculate the, this is completed, right? Find the speed. Okay, we need to calculate speed, okay, at which it is driven to generate the same EMF. That means it is generate same this EMF only. What is the speed? Remaining data will be same. Okay, but it is connected in wave wound. That means here A is equals to 2. Okay, that means here I need to consider A is equals to 2. Induced EMF will be same, that is 263.4. Then EG is equals to pi Zn by 60 into P by A. Then I need to calculate speed, right? Then speed N is equals to EG into 60 into A divided by pi Z into P, right? Then speed N value will be 560 rpm. Okay, in this way we can calculate problems. Okay, thank you all.